Will, how you doing, buddy?
We're chilling here, man. Here's the lobby of the office. We're down here in Sandy Springs, Georgia. We're finna head over to the actual office over here. It's my third time on the podcast. We're finna drop some gems for y'all.
Boom, we got the new office.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We down here, Sandy Springs. It's a 2-desk office. If you look up there, those are all the cars we have right now in inventory. But for y'all that don't know, I like to invest like my e-com profits into cars. So I do a lot of car flipping on the side, but I mainly use this office to like record YouTube content. As you can see, I got the camera, the ring light set up. So just recording content for you guys to watch and get value from.
Right across the street from Perimeter Mall.
Yeah, right across the street from Perimeter Mall. We got the Flats Perimeter place right here. We got my boy Dooley, if you know him. His office is like 3 minutes from here. So
You're the youngest person in the building, right?
Youngest person in the building, man. We're making it happen.
Such a good trend.
If you haven't seen the Yahoo Finance article, go read it. I'm sure my boy will drop the link for you.
For sure.
So yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go talk about it.
Let's get this podcast started.
And just like every other time, we are back. My name's Charbel Milan. Today we got
William Rivera.
Well, you already know the drill. I'm not gonna give you too much of a problem. Just go ahead and get everybody up to speed on anything they've missed since the last episode.
All right, guys, what's up? If this is your first time watching, my name is William Rivera. I'm into Shopify dropshipping, selling products on Amazon, really like all that making money online, e-commerce, things like that. This is my third time on the podcast. Since you saw me last time we were talking about my 300K month on Amazon. Since then, I think, how many months has it been? It's been a couple months, right?
At least 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months. So since then, I've taken that profit from that month and I have around like 12 cars right now. I'm dipping into the car industry, just flipping cars with my dad. My dad used to have a dealership out here in Atlanta, and then that fell off. So I'm kind of just rebuilding the business with him. So, just buying and flipping cars, still doing Amazon, still doing a little Shopify, doing more like consulting work, consulting with e-commerce brands and students, stuff like that. But yeah, man, let's get into the podcast.
Look, man, first things first, I got mad respect for you because once the whole Corona thing went down, I was like, shit, are we just not going to shoot episodes? And I was like, no, we're going to find a way. So I was like, okay, I'll try this Zoom thing out. And I was like, well, who's somebody I'm comfortable with so I can be a little, looser while I'm doing my first Zoom podcast? And that happened to be you, man. But the thing is that was such a successful episode, yet it was on Zoom. So I kind of want to brush up on some of those things because, like, it's something about being face-to-face, man. Like, 350,000 in a month, dude. That was next level shit, dude. Like, we just saw you on Yahoo Finance. You got shouted out by what? Ty Lopez. You've been put all over the place. And the best part about it is it didn't stop there. You transferred that into another business, and now both are growing. And I guess the first question I would have for you, man, is what was the mindset like once you started seeing numbers like that? You didn't let it get to you, and now you're just funneling it into other things and just growing the portfolio, dude. Like, geez.
I mean, really, like, I get my mindset from a lot of people. Like, I think my biggest asset that I have is that I'm always a student. I'm always learning from people that are doing better than me. So, I'll study someone that's doing better than me and I'll kind of just replicate their moves. So, things that I've noticed from like multimillionaires, billionaires is that they never, keep their capital in one place. So, even though I'm making money on Amazon or I'm making money with e-commerce or consulting, whatever, I've learned to not get addicted to just watching money stack. And I've learned to get good at allocating my capital in other businesses. So, as soon as I started making money, the first thing I thought of was, okay, what do I have around me that I'm just not noticing that is an opportunity? And then I was like, okay, cool. My dad, he used to be in the car business. My uncle has a body shop. Okay, boom, there's opportunity right there. I could easily start a fix and flip business when it comes to cars. So I hit up my dad. I gave him around, we talked, I gave him around $30,000 up front. And I was like, yo, dad, what can you do with this? You used to do this car thing. I know you're down right now, but you know the car game better than anybody. So let's start a business. So, we did that. We bought a couple cars and he flipped all of them. Like within a month, we made like 10 grand profit. first month. So that kind of just scaled up from there, and then the SBA loan hit, started using the SBA loan for like cars and stuff like that. So I'm just real big on just investing your money. You should never just sit and stack. Your money's not going to do anything for you in your savings account. You should always be investing it into something else.
Damn. So, number one thing that's new, we're in the new office. We're right here, right across the street from Perimeter Mall. And so this was required to start the dealership. We were talking about earlier. You kind of
Yeah.
said you have to have a
So
physical.
so it's different in every state, but I know in Georgia, if you want to get a dealer license, which we have now, you need a physical like office slash like mailing address. It has to be like an office location. So we had to get this place right here. We could have gone with way more cheaper options, but the reason I chose this location is because I don't use it just for my car business. I use it for ecom degree as well. I really actually use it more for ecom degree than the car business. We only have it because we needed an address for the car business, but I mainly use it for recording YouTube videos, doing like workshops, consulting calls, stuff like that. Doing things like this, cool things like this. So, it's well worth it. It's good to have that home and workplace separation.
So, what was some of the biggest challenges you could say getting into a new field? I obviously you used a really good skill, which is, hey, I don't know what I need, but I got someone who knows what they need. So you branched out. But was there still that gap where you were just, you had capital out there and you hadn't seen a return yet? What was it like when you were in between?
So, I mean, I would say the biggest challenge is always mindset with everything. So, you just gotta get past that thing in your head that's telling you, like, oh, this might be risky, or like, oh, you might lose money. Cause that's really anything beneficial in life or anything that's gonna level you up to the next level is gonna be risky. Business is all about risks. So, I mean, I had to get past that, which it didn't take me long to get past that. And I found someone in that field, which was my dad that has experience in that field. So, I was confident going into that. And I'm all about, getting started quick. So, we quickly got the office, put the capital up, started buying cars. I'm all about learning through experience too. So I don't like getting caught in that analysis paralysis stage of where you're just learning, 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 and you never take action because results come from execution. So, you know, I'm really like hands on with things. And I feel like as long as you're getting into an industry with someone that's experienced in that field, then you should be good.
So I guess on the car note, one of the main questions I have, right, is when you're flipping cars, is it about turnaround or is it about profit margin? Because I know you said you guys do some body shop work.
Mhm.
So does that help with your profit margin?
So it definitely helps that we have connections with body shops and we get things fixed for cheaper price. But actually, 90% of the cars we sell, we do no work to. So we actually buy cars at such great prices and so low that we're able to flip them without any work being done to them. Really, just like a car detail, just washing it. So I like selling cars like that where I don't have to put any type of cosmetic repairs into it because that takes up time. And you don't want to have your time, you don't want to wait 1 month for you to fix like a bumper or like the AC or like whatever in a car and then have to sell it, because I divide the profit by how many days it took me to sell the car. And that's how much I made a day until I sold it. That's how I look at the numbers. So I like buying cars that don't need anything to be fixed. I'm just buying them at a right price, selling them at a good price. The connections with the body shops is cool, but really anyone that knows like the strategies when it comes to fixing and flipping cars can do it. It's all about just buying the cars at the right price and negotiating.
So it's really just capital. That's what stops a lot of people, you could say.
Yeah, I would say like yeah, if you don't have like I was like 5K capital, you probably wouldn't want to get into car flipping because it's all about just having cars to flip, having inventory. As soon as we sell cars, we're buying more. So it's all about just turning those cars. I prefer speed over profit. Like if it's gonna take me 3 months to sell a car for me to make $1,000, I'd rather just sell it within 2 weeks and make $500. and then use the capital of that to buy another car that's going to make me 500 to $1,000. I try to make at least $1,000 on each car. Sometimes we make more, but that's just the goal. But it's definitely like a cash heavy business, as we were talking about earlier.
So do you think that would be like the main thing for someone if they were getting into cars? Is it's more the revolving door, not the high ticket inventory?
Yeah, it's more like you just need cash flow. You definitely need like some type of cash coming in so you can keep buying cars. You can definitely start, like I said, with like 5K and buy one car, work on that car, or like flip it and then use that money and flip another one and then flip another one, and eventually just work your capital up like that. But it's just going to be much slower than if you have more money, then you're just more opportunity for you in the business. But you shouldn't let the capital stop you, because you can always get lines of credit. If you go the dealer license route, you'll then be eligible to go to auctions. What a lot of people don't know is that in Georgia, if you but once you buy a certain amount of cars at the auction, so let's say you buy like 5 cars at the auction, they actually grant you a line of credit. So they'll give you it
Like
like
the auction
yeah,
company?
the auction company. So like once you buy like 5 cars at the auction, they'll actually reach out to you and they'll be like, okay, we see that you're buying cars here at the auction. Here's $50,000 credit. Now you're going to the auction and you got a 50K line of credit from the auction. So now you don't even need cash. You're just using that credit, and then boom, you flip those cars, pay off what you owe, keep the rest profit. And then once you start buying more cars, they turn that 50K credit line into a 100K credit line, to 200K to 300K. So you can definitely work your way up. It's just going to take longer.
So that's kind of what not the body shops, but the bigger auto companies do.
Yeah,
They're
like
probably in there with like a couple $1 million.
oh yeah, like dealerships, they have like millions in credit from the auction, and they just leverage that in their cash. And you'll always see sharks at these auctions that are just in there like buying 30 cars one day, or like 50 cars in one day. I compare like flipping cars, really it relates really to like real estate flipping, like just how you see people at like the real estate auctions just buying houses, hella houses. You see the same thing in like the car industry, and then flipping the cars is like the same thing as like when you flip houses, like the same things apply.
So what's that environment like, man? Like what's it like being at an auction? Because I've never been. I kind of went to something where like they had the keys in the car, and if you had your auction person, you got in, test drove, but there's no sharks and they didn't have any high ticket items. But
Mhm.
what's the main auction you go to?
So Mannheim is the one I go to.
Manheim?
Yeah.
So
So
what's the environment like there, man?
yeah, so Mannheim, you need a dealer license to go to. They got some public auctions here in Georgia, like they got Cop Art, and then they got some other ones where you don't need a dealer license, but you actually have to pay like high taxes when you buy the car. So like the profit margin slimmed down, but the environment is cool, man. Like sometimes there's sharks there, sometimes there's not. But it's real competitive. You get into bid wars sometimes where other people, you have all these rental companies like Enterprise, Rent a Car, other companies that do like rentals and stuff. They actually all have their own lanes at these auctions. So like if someone drives like an Enterprise car, like they get it from Enterprise and they crash it, Enterprise will send it to the auction and they'll sell it for the low. So like people are always like looking to buy those cars. And um, another thing about the auctions too that people don't know is you can sell cars at the auctions. So a lot of times when I'm not able to sell a car privately, I mainly use like Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor, OfferUp to sell cars. If I'm not able to sell it on there, I'll send it to the auction, and the auction will actually run my car to all the buyers that show up, and then people will be able to bid on my whip and buy my car. And what people don't understand is like you can actually build up a good reputation at the auction. Like for example, my company is Mint. It's called Mint Auto. So before any car gets sent in the auction, or before they show any car at the auction, they say the name of the company. So like if they're showing an Enterprise car, they'll be like, all right, Enterprise, Kia, whatever, how many miles it has, clean title. So whenever they show my car, they're like, okay, Mint Auto, Toyota Corolla, yada yada yada. And the sharks that are at the auction, they take note of the companies that have good deals. And I'm always sending good deals to the auctions. So it's easy for me to sell my cars. whenever someone hears the name Mint Auto at the auction, they know it's going to be a good deal. So that's why and it always gets bought. So that's why I kind of compare like car flipping to wholesaling real estate, because like when you're wholesaling real estate and you have a cash buyers list, um, the cash buyers, they only want to work with good wholesalers that have good deals on properties, and you can get a bad reputation as quick as you can get a good reputation in that industry. And the same goes for like selling cars and doing that stuff at the auction.
Bro, you just brought up like a crazy little niche industry that I don't think I've even heard of. So you can buy cars from auctions to resell to auctions?
Yeah, you can definitely do that, or you can,
What?
what I mainly do is, like, I buy privately, so, like, I'll buy from people on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Nextdoor, and then I'll try to resell it on those same platforms, Facebook, Craigslist, Nextdoor, and, because I'm buying it for so low that I know I can sell it for what it really needs to sell for, and then if I can't do that, I'll sell it at the auction. I'll send it to the auction, and the auction takes a fee, and then they just wire me my money or I go pick up my money. But yeah, I mean it's a good, you can make a lot of money in this industry, which is why a lot of people are in it. Um a lot of investors try to invest into it to make like good returns, because you can make like a 30, 40, 50, or 100% return on a car, while people on average they're making like a 7% return or 8% return yearly on the stock market. So
Damn, dude. Okay. Wait 1 second. So, what are the things that allow that to happen? So, for example, right? I buy a car from you privately. Obviously, I negotiate you down to whatever price I can get to. Without giving too much away, what are some of your tips? Well, not tips, but what are some of your personal skills that allow you to bring the price down? Do you just have an eye for certain things that devalue the car, at least in the seller's eyes?
Well, first off, is you gotta have good negotiation skills. So, just being able to talk to people, get the price down on a car, know that what they're asking for, they can usually go a bit lower than that. Everyone will. You also got to understand that, especially in the times that we're in right now, people need money. So they're selling cars for lower than they would like to sell them. So there's opportunity there. Also, a lot of times people just don't know what their car is worth, or sometimes people just want to pay off what they owe to the dealership for the car. And sometimes people get in tight situations and they need money, so they're going to sell their car. So all those types of situations, you can take advantage of, and you'll get good deals for cars, and then you can immediately resell them for like the real value on Facebook, Craigslist, all that. Also, like, if you wanna get into, like, fixing and flipping cars, not just flipping them, because like I said, you can really just, if you're good at buying cars, buy them, do no work, and flip them. But if you do wanna get into the industry of, buying a car that has, like, maybe a bumper scratch or, like, a bumper dent or something, and then fixing that and flipping it, then you can negotiate even lower, because these people that are selling their cars, they don't know, like, what it's gonna cost you to fix a bumper. They'll know it's gonna cost you to fix a scratch and stuff like that. So you can always negotiate the prices lower. And if you have a good mechanic or you know how to do the work yourself, then you'll know like how much that's gonna cost you to fix. Or you can even send the pictures to the mechanic before you even meet up with the person, and already have those numbers in your head, and know what it's gonna cost you.
Damn, so do you get any kind of deal in buying in bulk? Is that like a car thing or does it not matter how many you get?
Um,
Like as far as the auctions go.
So as far as the auctions go, you don't really get a deal for buying in bulk, because you're buying all these cars from separate companies. Like, you might buy two cars from Enterprise, then you might buy three cars from like a different like car LLC company here. You might buy another car from the auction itself. The auction owns it, or like the state owns it. So you don't get a deal from buying in bulk. But sometimes you'll find like, for example, I have connections with like used car dealerships and like other small dealerships in the area and in other states. And then those dealerships, they have a lot of inventory of cars. And sometimes like I said, they'll have like a credit line at the auction, and they'll buy a bunch of cars, and then it'll be close to that date that they have to pay off that credit, and they haven't moved those cars yet. So I come in and I'm like, yo, like, I'll take those cars off your hand and I'll buy them for the low so they can pay off their credit, and then I'll resell them, for like a higher price. So
I like
you'll
that.
run into like situations like that too.
So I guess before we leave like the subject of cars, what would you say makes you stand out from all the other people trying to do the same thing? Because like I told you earlier, I got a boy who's trying to do the same thing, but 12 cars, man. You've been in it for like what, 3 months?
Yeah,
It seems
a
like
little
you got a
over.
little technique going on that you figured out.
So I think the thing that separates me from everyone else is one, I am partnered with someone that has experience in the industry. So I'm kind of just following in his footsteps. Another one is that am I am creative in the ways that I monetize it, and I document everything I do. So, like, for example, I'm not just fixing and flipping cars, I'm also keeping cars and renting them out. Like, I have a 2017 Chevy Cruze that I bought that has 40,000 miles. We bought it for like 3,500 to 4K. I don't remember the exact price. I could easily sell it for 7K, 8K, make 3 grand profit. But, my mindset is why not throw it on Turo and make monthly cash flow from it instead of just flipping it? I'm flipping cars and I'm renting cars on Turo, and then I'm also documenting my journey on what I'm doing. So obviously, because I'm documenting my journey, people are DMing me on Instagram and Twitter like, "Yo, how do you do this? Or how do you flip cars? Like, give me tips on this, give me tips on that." And then that's where the personal branding aspect comes out. And then later on, a month from now, I'm gonna drop a car flipping course. So now I got the car flipping money coming in, the car rental money coming in, the car flipping course money coming in, and I'm just creative how I monetize things and think. So I think that's what like separates me. Yeah, course God, man. Digital product God. I feel like if you're not, if you don't have a personal brand, or if you're not trying to build a personal brand and you're not trying to create something like a digital product or sell something, then you're behind in this generation. That's actually what my next YouTube video is about. So be on the lookout for the next YouTube video. I have a video coming out where it's called How I Made 220K plus net profit using my personal brand. And it just talks about like digital courses that I've sold, how I was able to build up my personal brand, how I was able to do that with $0 in marketing, just things like that.
Holy shit, dude. Well, I've been seeing you've been hustling trying to get these plaques out.
Yeah, man, like the ecom degree plaques. I think that was like my best idea of 2020, just coming out with those plaques. It's great marketing. The students are always posting the plaques when they get them. They look real nice. Um, and it's crazy, like when I think about it sometimes that I'm even getting the opportunity to send out these plaques. Like the fact that so many students are hitting 6 figures, 7 figures. Like I would have never thought that I'd have so many students in the program that are actually hitting those high numbers. I think we have like almost 10 now that are in like the 6 figure club. And then one of them is actually about to hit like 7 figures.
I saw that, bro. He did what, 1,030,000 in sales? I forgot what the number was.
Um, yeah, he did like 1 million in a month. That wasn't all off Amazon. He also owns like a marketing company. So this dude's like a high level guy. Like he's doing some big shit. But just I think today he got a 100K payout from Amazon. So he does a little over he does like high 6 figures a month on Amazon.
So what are like the expected net profits? Because and we talked about this last time. You explained it really well, but I kind of want to brush up on it.
Yeah.
I'm always hearing sales, sales, sales. I did fucking 80 million in sales, whatever it is, but how does that break down?
So I mean, it's different for everyone. Like for example, the student that I'm talking about right now, my boy Josh, he does like 300 to 500K a month on Amazon. He just got a 100K payout. He works with a lot of like supplement companies, and they have high margins. Like he does like 50 to 60% profit margins on the supplements he sells. But the thing is, he doesn't just sell supplements. And that's the thing with most Amazon sellers. Most Amazon sellers have hella SKUs that they sell. And by SKUs, I mean like different products, selling supplements here, selling protein bars here, or selling like fabrics, toys, it's a bunch of stuff that they sell. And each one of those things has different margins. The supplements might have a 50% profit margin and you're selling 50 units of those a month. And then you got these water bottles that you're selling, but you're selling 1,000 water bottles a month, but those water bottles only have a 10% margin. There's different,
Oh.
so there's different things, and there's different things that have different margins. You might be buying products from a liquidation company that's able to give you higher margins because they only have a limited amount of that product. And once you buy all the stock of that product, you won't be able to get it again. But you might have a deal with a brand that is letting you buy from them unlimited amounts of stock every month, but it's only 10% profit because they have unlimited stock.
I
So
see. So they're probably working with multiple people instead of
yeah.
just okay. So I guess when it comes to Amazon, man, like how do you get that's the part that I always get stuck on, right? So how do you get your product on there and available for Amazon Prime or just relatively like under a month? Because you know how some products, they're obviously coming from China if it's going to take over a month. How do you do that without putting capital up front? Is that possible? Is that what's happening?
You definitely for Amazon, you definitely need capital. There's really not a way to do it without capital being put up front because unlike Shopify drop shipping, which I teach, which you don't need that much capital, you still need capital, but you don't need that much. Shopify pays you out every business day. So like let's say I put a makeup brush on my website, right? And I'm sourcing this makeup brush from China. I'm able to buy it for $5 a unit. I have it on my website for $10. If someone buys one tomorrow, I'll immediately have $10 deposited into my account from Shopify. I can take that same 10 and buy the makeup brush from my supplier for 5 and my supplier will ship it to my customer. And now I have $5 left over profit in my account and I never technically went out of pocket. I used the customer's money to order the product. With Amazon, it doesn't work like that. With Amazon, if you make 2 orders today, you're not seeing the money from those 2 orders until 2 weeks from now. So you need the capital up front to fulfill that order and send it to your customer before you see the money, before you get the payout. So that's why I tell everyone, like, if you wanna get into Amazon, realistically, you need like 1,000 plus. If you wanna get into like Shopify drop shipping, I started with $400, like, to my name. I recommend people start with like 500, but you can start with less.
See, even right there, you said exactly what I was trying to get to. That they order the product and then you use your own money to fulfill it, right?
Right.
But that's the thing. Like, how does that aspect work? Like, how are you able to fulfill the order within a reasonable amount of time without already having it? And obviously submit the request. You use your money. Like, what I'm trying to say is, how do you not come out of pocket? Because I mean, let's be real. If someone already put an order, they already paid money. You're not really coming out of pocket. You're just fronting the money. But I've heard a lot of people. They're like, this person sunk 20K into Amazon on a bad product. And you hear all these people talk about bad products, but how does it like okay, so let's say I got 10 grand, right? 5 grand, whatever, 1 grand, and I list a product and someone orders it. Is it not gonna get to them for a couple weeks because now I gotta go order it with my money and then it gets sent out to them?
So
Like, do you have to buy the product up front to have Prime?
So the thing is, like Shopify drops. That's the thing where I'm glad you asked this question because a lot of people are confused about this. Shopify drop shipping and Amazon and selling on Amazon are completely two different business models. Like I said, on Shopify, like when someone pays you, you take that money, order the product, and then the supplier ships it to them. That's the drop shipping business model. You never
Through, like, Oberlo and softwares like
Yeah,
that?
softwares like that. You never
Okay.
see or touch the product. That's the definition of drop shipping. Like you use a third party. With Amazon, technically, like in the Amazon terms of service, drop shipping is not allowed. With Amazon, you need physical inventory. And with Amazon, you need to ship it to the customer within a certain time frame, especially if you want that prime badge under your listing. And that prime badge increases your sales like crazy because most people are accustomed to only ordering things with prime shipping, right? So with Amazon, you actually buy the product up front. Like you buy the 100 units up front
Before you make a sale.
before you even make a sale.
Okay.
So it requires a lot more research. Like you have to do that research to where you know, like, okay, this product is moving 500 units a month or like 100 units a month. So I know enough to the point where I'm gonna invest this money because I know it's gonna sell. So you have to invest that money up front, get those units. Once you buy those units, depending on who your supplier is, they're either going to ship it to your house or they're going to ship it straight to Amazon. If they ship it straight to Amazon, then it's pretty hands off, you know. As you get orders on your Amazon store, Amazon ships it out for you with Prime shipping.
So that's FBA.
That's FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. You don't do anything.
And then they take, obviously, you said last time 30%?
It's different for every product depending on what category your product is in. Like for example, for books, they take like 15% because I used to sell textbooks on Amazon, so I know that. For toys, they take like 20%. It's different percentages for like every category. So but they'll let you know like what they're taking. But at the same time, like people always talk about like, damn, Amazon has so many fees, but literally it's so hands off. Like once you have your units in an Amazon warehouse, you don't do anything. If the customer asks a question, Amazon customer service handles it. Once the customer orders the product, they get 2 day shipping by Amazon in an Amazon box, everything. You don't do anything. And Amazon sends you your money every 2 weeks. Once you're an Amazon seller for a couple months, then they start giving you instant payouts. So now you're getting your money, you know, every other day or instantly. Yeah.
So that's where you come in. You teach people the research side on how to pretty much have a higher success rate on investing in a product.
Yeah. So I basically teach people from A to Z, you know, how to create an Amazon seller account, you know, how to get your LLC, how to get your reseller's permit because you need a reseller's permit to open up these wholesale accounts with these brands. They're going to ask for it. I teach people how to get that, how to open up wholesale accounts, how to find suppliers, how to find profitable products to sell, how to communicate with these suppliers so you come off professional and they actually want to work with you. I teach people what to look for in a product to know that it's going to sell, what to look for in a product as far as like price point to make sure that um, that the price isn't going to fall and that you don't lose money on a product. How to make sure that if all goes to hell, you know, if the worst case scenario happens and you're not able to get rid of that product, how you're still able to sell it to other companies for a loss, but you'll still you'll recoup some of your capital back. You're not going to be left with 100 units. You
How does that work? That's actually really interesting. Like, let's say it's a bust, right?
know?
What makes it a bust? Is it like, does Amazon give you a specific amount of time it has to be gone off their
Not Amazon.
inventory shelf?
Amazon doesn't give you a specific amount of time, but you have to pay warehouse fees. So like if you have 100 units in an Amazon warehouse, depending on the weight of those products, you'll have to pay a certain amount of money per unit a month if it sits there. So sometimes that, you know, that monthly fee isn't worth keeping it there if it's not moving. Um and sometimes it's a bust because you may see that the product is selling for 19.99 on Amazon and you order the product from your supplier for $15, right? You're like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make a $5 profit margin on this product. And then you order it, and then let's say a couple days later, when you order it, the main seller on Amazon drops the product price from 19 to 15. And now you're like, damn, I'm breaking even slash losing money on every unit. Like, and the reason why that happened to you is because you weren't educated enough to check the price history of the product, which I teach my students how to do, and see that this product is actually seasonal. It only sells for 19.99 in certain months, but the actual real price of that product is 15. And sometimes it even drops down to 12. So, like, you know, some people just don't do that additional research. You know, there's things that you need to know and things that will happen and bite you in the ass if you don't prepare for it, you know, like, and these are things that I've learned because they've happened to me, you know, or things that I've learned because they happen to other people. Things don't always have to happen to you, you know, you can learn from the mistakes of other people as well. So, yeah.
So there's obviously like niche products, and then there's like evergreen products. What would you say have you seen the most success in yourself? What do you aim for?
So I've seen the most success from like big name consumable type products. So products that people order and they either eat it, drink it, use it, and then they have to order more. So those type of products. You're talking like your water, your supplements, things like that.
It's funny. You said your water. I had this one guy on. He owns a water bottle company called Your Water.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, wait, what?
there's a company on Amazon that actually does like a couple hundred units a month called Just Water. Yeah. And it comes in like a plastic carton. And it's
Wow.
just water.
See, it's crazy, man, because I feel like every time I'm on YouTube or I'm on anything, it's always people trying to push Amazon, but you're the only person I've ever talked to that can realistically break it down. I've had this conversation with two other people who are Amazon gurus, and I don't tell them I know you. I don't tell them we've talked. So I'm like, tell me about Amazon. And I just start asking them some of these questions. And the whole time, they're not trying to make it seem like there's a potential for a loss. You know, they make it seem like it's foolproof. And I know it's not foolproof because you're always taking a chance unless you're drop shipping. And that's what I like about you, bro, is you really break through and you're transparent on the fact that, hey, like, if you're not sharp, you can lose your money. And that's what people want to hear because then they're like, okay, I got to get sharp. But it's just everyone's just trying to finesse everybody because with Amazon, I mean, shit, dude, I order everything off Amazon. My mom orders everything off Amazon, and after this quarantine, buddy, what tripled his net worth? What was it? Hit the divorce. He made that divorce money back
Oh,
in like a
Bezos?
month.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on some
Freaking
other stuff.
Mr. Capital Gainer.
And that's the thing I say all the time too. Like, if you're an Amazon seller, like your sales are only going to go up because Bezos keeps driving up the business. Amazon is only going to go up and up and up. There are only going to be more and more buyers every month on the platform. So, like, if you're a good Amazon seller, if you're like a high level Amazon seller, you're only going to make more and more money. Like, you're really going to just ride Bezos, his wave. So like it's a good opportunity to get into right now. Yeah, you can definitely lose money if you don't know what you're doing, but if you follow like a certain blueprint, if you follow someone that's had success before, you can minimize those risks.
Yeah, and I like what you did because you made money. Obviously, you're continuing to use Amazon to make money, but then you transferred it into something more tangible. Well, not tangible, but something more like you can scale it. I don't want to say realistically, but you can scale it like because with Amazon, man, you always gotta hope that someone buys it. Well, not hope. If you're doing the right things, they buy it. But there's still that little like gap. But with cars, people need cars, man, especially in
Yeah, I
Atlanta.
mean, yeah, like I always tell people, like, or I was talking to my boy earlier today, like Amazon's the cash cow, like it's a good cash flow machine. But my passion has always been like running up e-commerce brands. Like I'm gonna meet with my boy Lex later this week, and we have some big things planned for Wake. I don't know if you remember Wake.
I got one on my wall.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's lit. That's lit. So like, yeah,
Patrick
Wake.
gave me two, and I hit one, put the other one on the wall. I was like, that's an asset.
Yeah, that's lit. Like Wake, bro. Like we were doing really good with that, and that's an e-commerce brand. That's like we own that customer list. We own that product. We own that brand. A couple of years from now, we could sell that brand for a couple hundred million. That's the vision. With Amazon, you can make a lot of money from Amazon, but you're at the end of the day, you're selling other brands' products. None of those products you own. There's really no exit strategy. It's more of just a cash flow business. You could do 1,000 sales in 1 month or 100,000 sales in 1 month, but all those customers, they're not yours. They're that brand's customers. You don't own anything. So, I'm more passionate about like ownership. I'd rather run up an e-commerce brand, my own brand that I can call my own brand and make money from that brand, than just run Amazon for the rest of my life. Amazon just brings me money, and then I use that money to do, other things that I like to do, whether it's flipping cars, uh, putting that into like my e-commerce brand, like Wake or other e-commerce brands. Putting it into the stock market. I got some money in there. Just invest. It's just investing money.
just diversify the
Yeah,
portfolio.
exactly.
It's crazy, man, because I know what's his name's doing that. Ty and his boy, they're trying to buy out all these big brands and convert them into online companies, right?
Yeah, Ty and Alex.
Didn't he make
I forgot his last name. The
he made a dating app?
Yeah, he's the owner of Zeus.
Or he was? Didn't he sell it?
Yeah, he sold it for like 400 million or 300 million. He's Ty's business partner. And then Ty, Ty has multiple businesses. Probably one of his most profitable ones is Mentor Box. They have over like 60,000 recurring customers. And he's made like multi millions. Oh, I think over like 100 million just off his courses.
Bro, I heard his courses. I was talking well your student, Khalil?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, Khalil.
Yeah.
And he was telling me how back in the day he bought Ty's course. And he was like, literally, bro, Ty comes in, talks for like 5 minutes, and then it's like other people. And then he'll like chime back in and he'll hype you up for 5 minutes, say some like, some Ty Lopez type stuff. And then someone else will come in and really teach the material. And I was like, Jesus, man, that guy's like a professional middleman.
Yeah, but like what people don't understand is like Ty's always been like real big on like psychology and like financial literacy and like just things like that. Like he's never really had like a certain like skill set like Amazon or like Shopify or like whatever. He's like just real big on like motivation, like psychology. He reads a lot of books, so he quotes things a lot from books. And he's like an operations guy. Like he's a good like CEO owner. He can put things together. So like all his course, like he has a real estate course, he has a Shopify course, but really all he does is like he puts it together and then he finds the right people to teach it and he markets it and then those people teach it. Like he's really like a mastermind. Like he's a genius, bro. Like he's all about that work smarter, not work harder. So
And it's crazy because, like, for me, like Ty Lopez kind of like predicted a lot of this shit back in like 2015, 2016. He was saying it's gonna crash, everything's gonna go online. And then I remember I saw a video like the first month of the quarantine. He had an ad, and I was like, let me hear this. And he was like, I predicted it, I said it, all that, and he starts like throwing back to all these 2016 videos where he's talking about how everything's gonna go online. I was like, Jesus, dude, this guy.
yeah, Ty's dope, bro. I look up to that dude. Right now he's doing big shit like buying like brands. Like he bought Dress Barn, he bought linen and things,
Dress up or no, Dress Barn. He bought one more,
and then
like
he
a
bought it's called like Pier One.
Pier One Imports.
Yeah.
That's what it was, dude.
So he's buying all these companies that do like high eight figures in sales. These are all companies that aren't doing so hot right now because their retail stores aren't producing them sales because, like you said, e-commerce is taking over. People aren't shopping at malls or retail stores as often now. So he's buying all these brands and making them online only, e-com only, because him and his business partner Alex, they specialize in like e-commerce. So I'm excited to see like what they do
Man.
with that.
So are you guys trying to apply some of the same concepts with Wake?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like we're always applying like concepts from other people into our brand. I mean,
Like, what's the plan with Wake?
so Wake,
I know you guys kind of took a break, but now you guys are hopping on.
yeah, so like really we just took a break because we were just focused on other businesses. But like Wake, even when we were running it, was doing like very well. The mission is still the same, Wake is a plant-based energy,
Guarana
basically,
extract, right?
yeah, guarana extract.
Dude, Coke took that. I was in QT and I got one of the. Well, I didn't
Oh
get
yeah, the
it,
Coke energy, yeah, they use the
bro.
same thing. So like
I was like, whoa.
yeah, we're gonna bring it back. I still see people using like Juul and like these other like bad things. Like you see it on the news all the time. Someone going to the hospital, someone having like lung problems, whatever. So really, the mission for Wake is like to stop all that and still promote like a fun, lit lifestyle. And Wake is really more than the pen. It's just about to the message of really it's like an entrepreneurship brand. It's owned by two entrepreneurs and we're just showing people that really you can do anything and you can be lit and you know basically lit without having to be unhealthy. And I feel like the energy industry is just real big right now too. So it's just something that we dove into, and it's fun to do. You know, you don't really see any energy pen companies doing it the way we're doing it, where it's plant based. It's not bad for you, and the type of marketing we're using it, where like we have pictures of the wake pen with like Gucci, like off white, like we have pictures of the wake pen with like at college parties and stuff like that. So it's just like real like creative marketing.
Did you hear what happened to Jewel?
Nah.
Bro, so blow your mind. Power of money right here. So Jewel got bought out by a big tobacco company for $11 billion, and they immediately dissolved the company. From my understanding, from what I read.
Like it went away?
No, they bought Juul out for 11 billion and they dissolved it because you know what they're doing now, bro? They're doing this like vaporized tobacco shit where like they sell these special cigarettes that you put in a machine and it vaporizes the cigarette for you. And that's why you haven't been seeing Juuls as much and this like pop shit took over. And then
Yeah.
and Juul's price shot up and they're trying to just get rid of inventory. Yeah, bro. They just dissolved it,
Crazy.
right? They just bought it to dissolve it. Doesn't that blow your mind, bro? 11 billion?
I mean, they basically just bought their competition and
Yeah.
destroyed it.
Yeah, and now they're trying to push this like electric tobacco shit. I don't know.
Yeah, like the
Uh,
e-cigarettes.
just so weird, bro. They're just trying to still push tobacco. Like everyone knows that shit's killing you, and no one wants to.
Yeah, but it just
Ugh,
makes so much money that they don't care.
it's crazy. Are you guys ever gonna try to dip into like nicotine with Wake? Like have a
Nah, we probably won't ever go the nicotine route. We're probably gonna stay like the plant-based energy route. If anything, like vegan, keto route, just healthy route. We might come out with like other products under that line, maybe some merch. But we're gonna drop a lot of content when it comes to Wake. We're probably gonna keep it like a young audience. We're gonna do creative things with it. It's gonna be fun. At the end of the day, the brand, we're gonna run it because it's fun. It's actually fun to do. It's fun to run. So as long as we're having fun with it, then it's cool.
dude. That's awesome, bro. I've honestly, I remember when Pat gave me two of them, and I was hitting them. I was just like, "Fuck, man, this could be a problem." Because you start getting jittery and shit. You're like, "Holy shit!" Like I'd rather have this than a coffee. Take a few hits of that shit, and everyone likes to smoke stuff. It's just so weird. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the thing. That's the thing when we came out with Wave, we were like, bro, a lot of these people that are hitting these jewels and these other things, like they really just like seeing smoke come out their mouth. So if we can give them the same effect, but with something that's not gonna kill them, then that's a win-win too.
so what do you think are some of like the biggest things that you see people right now struggling with psychologically? We kind of brought that up through Ty and whatnot, but I feel like it's really easy to get lost in all, the aspects of business. I was talking to Lex about this earlier, bro. It's just like numbers, dates, times, numbers, dates, time. But there's an emotional aspect, there's psychological aspect. And I know just from personal experience and just talking to a lot of people, like being an entrepreneur, bro, like it can be draining because it's all you. And when you win, it's great. It's all you. But when you're down or you think you're down or you have that weird day where you're like, oh, like my money's out there, is this gonna work? Or like, fuck, like I could just have a normal job and have a steady income, but I'm choosing to be an entrepreneur. Like, how do you deal with some of those things? Because no one wants to talk about that. Everyone just wants to talk about numbers and I did this, this, and this, and that's great, but it's just like an empty, like I experience it, man. Like where you're just like, it sounds great, but let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing you got to realize is that everyone experiences that. Like, no matter what level you're at, like, no matter if you're like a high 7 figure, 8 figure, 9 figure, like, everyone has those days. So once you realize that, you're going to start to figure out that it's normal to have those days every once in a while. But you really just got to get your mindset right. Like the other day, I was talking to my homie that was trying to get into like this certain business, and he was asking me for advice, and I was like, bro, to be honest, I was like, get your mindset right before you even like try to get into that business. Like I was like, read these books before you even try to get into this business, because if you don't have your mindset right, the first obstacle that you run into, like you're gonna let that just just end you right there, just stop you in your tracks. You should always be thinking solutions and not problems. And you really just got to have a positive outlook on everything. Like the other day, I was having a conversation with my cousin and I was helping him with something. And he was like, I was teaching him how to do something and he would bring up like every single roadblock. He'd be like, okay, so what if this, and this happened? And I'd be like, all right, you just do this and then that and then this. And then he would be like, okay, and then what if this happened? And I would just be like, then you would find someone to do this. And he was just like, bro, I love how like every single problem that comes up, you just find a way to simplify it and solve it. And I was like, yeah, that's how you got to go through life, bro. Like any roadblock that you come across or any obstacle that you come across, like just think solutions. Like, don't automatically think like, "Oh my god, how am I gonna get past this?" Like, as soon as you start thinking like that, you lost. So it's really just all mindset. Ty Lopez is big on mindset, so listen to him. Like, it'll help you.
What would you say for someone who is in the mindset where they're like, it's happening for everyone else but me? Because it's really easy to get in that mindset through, being consumed with social media, from going into a project and failing, whatever it is, not Amazon, just like any project where you go in, you sink capital, it doesn't work, and you're like, damn, but it's working for everyone else. I did something wrong. I suck. Like, a lot of people don't want to admit it, man, but yeah, a lot of people are depressed, bro. A lot of people are in that mindset because a lot of people that are super successful are in that mindset and they overcome it and they do it differently. But a lot of people who are depressed have that same mindset where they're like, okay, this is my problem. So the solution I'm gonna use is a negative solution. I'm gonna do drugs, or I'm gonna just hop out of the race, and instead of continuing to try to solve this problem in my business, screw it. I'll take the loss. And but with you and many people I talk to like yourself, I find that yeah, there's problems and yeah, there's solutions, but it's almost like, how can I specifically use a solution to help me keep from having the next problem? And a lot of people don't think like that.
Mhm.
So what do you try to do differently as far as like the way that you think about things? Because man, I do these podcasts, bro. I sit down with a lot of people who are killing it, but equally, bro, I talk to a lot of people who are broken, and they're like, bro, like I just want to get up to
Yeah.
speed. I just want to like get to the mindset where I can even see myself making the money. Like, dude, there's people out here who don't even think they deserve to make money. As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where the issue starts, like I said, mindset will fix 99% of problems. If you can get into the right mindset, then 99% of your problems will be fixed. Like just like you said, like some people they think like, "Oh, I see all these people killing it. Why aren't I doing the same?" You know, the same person in the same industry that's thinking another way is going to win. Like you could have that mindset that you said like where like someone could be thinking, okay, everyone's winning. Why aren't I winning? There could be someone else the same age, but instead of that mindset, he's thinking, oh, all these people are winning. That means I can win too. Like that means there's opportunity in this industry. Having those two different mindsets, one person's gonna go left, the other one's gonna go right. The one that's thinking there's still opportunity and the fact that there's people winning means he can win, he's gonna win. That's the mindset I had when I got into drop shipping. I didn't look at all these successful drop shippers on YouTube and think, dang, all these people are drop shipping. It's saturated. There's no way I can do it. No, I looked at it as like, dang, all these people are winning. I can win too. So, it's all about just thinking that way instead of the other way. And if you think if you fix your mindset to think the positive way and think in a winner's mindset, then like I said, it's gonna fix 99% of your problems and you're actually gonna be motivated to accomplish things.
Do you believe in the concept of not fake it till you make it? But I know, do you know Dan Pena? Old dude is always like yelling about just fucking do it. You
Yeah,
ever,
yeah, yeah.
he talks about how like he used to go to the Rolls Royce dealership, sit in the car, broke his shit. They'd have to kick him out. And then he said, 18 months later, I had a Rolls Royce. Do you believe in that concept? Like, do you think that you could have got a cheaper office, but pulling up to Perimeter, being right down the street from Dooley, King and Queen building, just the energy, do you think that this kind of pushes you to kick ass more?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like to an extent, like whenever I feel like, yeah, to an extent, like Like whenever I'm in like a nice city or like whenever I'm in Atlanta or like New York, whatever, I feel the energy around me. Like whenever I'm around other hustlers and stuff, I feel the energy around me. Like, dang, like, okay, cool. Like I'm lit, like I'm motivated to work. Whenever I talk about like when I was just talking to my boy like about real estate, the plays he was doing, just hearing his goals and hearing like what he was doing motivates me. And I'm like, damn, okay, he's killing it. Like, shit, I need to step my real estate shit up. Or like, damn, like I need to step it up in my business. Like just being around people like that and being around energy like that motivates me. So yeah, I feel like that's definitely true. If you go around, if you go to an area where a lot of people in that area have money, or you're in a place where all you see is Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, and stuff like that, it's gonna motivate you to want that stuff, and it's gonna motivate you to have the energy to see that stuff every day or like accomplish that what you want. So yeah, I believe that is true.
Oh yeah, man. So we got the cars, we got Wake, we got Ecom Degree U, which is on sale right now, right? You got the
Yeah, for sure. For
or
everyone, for everyone watching this podcast, yeah, the code still works. Use a time shared. It's 50% off, no spaces.
hell yeah. Okay. So we got that. We got the fucking code that people should be using, or else what are you doing? And then you said that you guys are gonna, or not you guys, but you're gonna do the course about flipping cars.
Yeah, that's coming out soon. So I'm gonna be coming out with a course on how you can buy and flip cars without having to do any work to them, and I'm gonna show you how you can buy and flip cars doing small cosmetic work to them, and I'm gonna show you how you can buy and flip cars with a dealer license and without a dealer license. It's gonna be all in one course. I'm gonna drop it. It's gonna be very cheap, probably the same as like my Amazon mini course. It's gonna be like $30, $40, around that price range.
Blessing the streets, bro. You
Yeah,
really are. You're like the course god out here,
for
man.
sure. I'm
I feel
trying to
like
be.
people learn more from you than damn school at this point.
Hey, the goal is to hopefully have like a campus. I'm trying to have like a mini Kennesaw, building of e-commerce, building of real estate, building of whatever, like, and have a campus of hustlers. That's the vision.
Dude, that'd be amazing if you had a like college.
Yeah, like if anyone listening wants to throw me like 100 mil real quick, we can run
Yeah, we can, dude.
it. I'll
You'd be
drop.
surprised,
I'll
bro.
drop the blueprint.
You'd be surprised, man. Y'all could start having people take student loans and you know,
Facts. I'll charge 50% of what Harvard charges.
except we're right here in Atlanta. Wait, man, what can we see from you going forward? I mean, we kind of just mentioned it all, right? Is there anything else that you think we can expect from you?
Expect a lot more content. I'm starting to go hard on YouTube, so I have a lot of YouTube videos that I'm about to drop. I'm trying to. That's gonna be like my next platform that I want to level up in. So I've been going real hard on Twitter and YouTube. I'm actually about to hit 3,000 followers on Twitter. I'll probably hit it today, and I want to hit like 10,000 followers on YouTube. I'm at like 1,000 something right now. So just expect a lot more YouTube content. You can just search my name, William Rivera. I'm the first channel to pop up. Follow me on Twitter at the Will Rivera. Expect more content on there. And when I drop the car flipping course, expect a lot more, car flipping vlogs on YouTube and content for that on Twitter. But yeah, man, just expect a lot more content from me. Expect a lot more consistent, just on the feed, you know.
Hey, man, before we leave, right? Is there a message that you have for the people listening today? Because I always love this part because it's different every time.
Yeah.
What would you leave somebody with today?
I would say that execution. Look, I want to say that word, execution. It doesn't matter if you have a good idea. It doesn't matter if you think you're that person. As long as you execute on your ideas, you need to execute before something will happen. So, if you have a business idea in the back of your mind, or if you think you can be successful doing this or that, know that just having that idea isn't going to make you successful. You need to actually go out there and take actionable steps towards it and execute on that idea to, actually do something. Like I know you probably had the idea of starting a podcast for a while, and it wasn't until that day that you were like, fuck it, I'm gonna record my first podcast, that it started rolling. So
Shout out Shay Diggs, by the way. Gave me a big chance, man.
for sure. Who's
Yeah.
that?
He owns a couple gyms. He's got one in Buford. I think he just branched out and opened another one. I think he opened his third one, but then quarantine happened. Bro, He closed down the whole gym just so we could shoot the podcast. And then I remember right after we did it, he was like, "That was pretty nice, man. So how many episodes you got?" And I was like, "You got no idea, bro." And then when I sent him the link, he was like, "Oh shit, man. I'm really glad I could be the first one." And I was like, "Hell yeah, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate you taking me seriously." So
yeah.
I need to check up on that guy. We gotta have him back on. Great
Hell
guy.
yeah. Sounds dope.
But hey, man, just like every other time, my name's Charbel Milan. Today we got,
William Rivera.
and this has been a time shared. Thank you so much.
All right, peace.